Hey, Brad. Thank you very much. Not a problem. Pyro! Mate, I'm not looking forward to this. It's gonna be horrible. I know it. I'm already seeing a lot of dumb, and it's kind of actually embarrassing. Hey, Frostwort. Larry, Toasty's in the house. Just going to do some absolute terrible farming while we talk absolute nonsense. Hub's Life is here. Jesus Christ, everyone's coming in. And then the report should be in 50 minutes, if I am not mistaken. Hey Constantine, hope you feel better a little bit. Starting to get stiff now, which is a good thing. It means I just need to get out of the house and do something. But my mental state depends on how well this special report is. Because if special report bad, think we'll get any surprises? I don't. Well, the PTS itself was a big enough surprise. The PTS was arguably probably the most terrible thing they've done so far. The brand set is pretty lackluster, has no place in the game. The gear set is... It's weird, because the gear set is bad, but if Eclipse didn't exist, the gear set would be still bad, but better. So the annoying thing is, it's just one of those really annoying things of... I don't want to necessarily say it's bad, but considering other things we have in the game, it doesn't exactly look good. Iron Lung is a pretty design, really good sort of idea. It's just implemented very, very poorly. And then Ouroboros, the talent is shockingly bad. Like, it's terrible. I would argue it's the worst talent in the game. But the weapon stats itself are a joke. Like, it's like... I would never really argue they've introduced power and power creep into the game. They tend to, like, be pretty good at keeping things balanced. But now with Ouroboros, it is just straight power creep. Which is not good. Like, if Ouroboros is released into the game, how it was in the PTS, there is a very, very good argument to literally running nothing else other than an Ouroboros build or a Regulus build. That's basically just what the game's going to become. I just want TP and Aces buff. It's too much to ask for. I assume TP, you mean True Patriot and not tip of the tips. I mean, technically, True Patriot did get a buff just by use of St. Elmo's. I'm aware that's not what you're asking for, but, like, technically speaking, True Patriot kind of... I'm not going to say it is meta, but it's crept up a little bit just because of the introduction of that damn weapon. Let's just get rid of you, I can't be bothered. What would you use Iron Lung on? Nothing. Are its stats good for an LMG? I mean, kind of. I think, like, in terms of, like, overall DPS, it's going to become the highest DPS LMG. Like, technically speaking, I think it will be the highest DPS LMG. It's just the talent on it. Like, it doesn't make sense for what the actual weapon is. It just... But then it also just has that really annoying problem of being an LMG. Which kind of does make most LMGs redundant. Like, technically speaking, at the moment, the best LMG is L86 and the RPK. They basically act as ARs, but they still have that annoying thing of being LMG. Be used once in a while on Striker. It's still not. I don't think it will still compete with things like FAMAS, and certainly not because with Ouroboros, when like Ouroboros just ruins like any argument. Like, it's just stupid. It does like over 70% more than pretty much any other weapon. In order to get a decent comparison to Ouroboros, we have to look at shotguns, which is insane. Like, it's actually insane. I mean, SMGs technically have always been ahead of ARs in terms of DPS for a long time, simply just because mostly fire rate. But yeah, weapon, it's just gonna like destroy weapon choice. What skill should you use for a striker build in your opinion? It's entirely up to you. I'm an absolute crutch player. I like using Revive Hive. If the game was like, I still get lag spikes, the occasional delta, weird moments where just the game just decides, hey, like, your bullets are going to do no damage. So I still rely on Revive Hive in that regard. However, I am trying to get used to using EMP Sticky and a shield, or at least something along those lines in that regard. Just because EMP Sticky OP. I mean, I feel like PvP players would have a right to complain about it, to be fair. Like, it is ridiculously overtuned. Like, ridiculously so. It could very well, like... Never used the EMP Sticky in open world? Am I sleeping on this? Potentially. I mean... So he's staggered. I'm just taking no damage. Now they're all staggered. It's more like a stagger thing. It's not like it's... going to do amazing things, but it can stagger. Well, it staggers pretty much everything in the game, and if you are in like a tight situation, you can just sometimes stagger your way out of it. All turrets are affected by EMP. All, obviously, warhounds, mini tanks, etc., etc. Everything is basically in some manner affected by EMP. Just that was a very bad demonstration, but I still got the stagger off. Didn't necessarily need to do it there, but So I wouldn't say you're sleeping on it, but it is definitely probably the favourite skill of a lot of end game and speedrunners, like end game players. Like, EMP Sticky basically just finds its way into near enough every build. But for me, the hardest part of it, because I play very, very stupid and aggressively, and often get myself killed just by being an idiot. Yeah, not looking forward to the DZ with the USMG. Mate, it's ridiculous. Like, even if we put... Hold on, where's my... Right, just go back to a safe house real quick. Right, so it's... What is it? It's... 40, 430. 40, 430. And then FAMAS 44191. What do we do? Like 2 red cores. So that would be 0.4. Because obviously watch as well. 0.15, 0.15, 0.15, 0.15. And then normally no total weapon damage. 1.64 crit damage. This will have 1.69 because it's an SMG. Headshot will be 0.7. AR will be 0.75. Damage to armor. Damage to armor. Detox will be the same. Okay, and then let's do 900 RPM. And then 1650. 1650. Right. However, this is AR, which is B28. B28. Right, SMG is B30. So we need to change this to B30. That's the PvP multipliers. With like the exact same build versus like a FAMAS, Ouroboros is going to do basically 40% more in terms of DPS. It's just 40% buff in terms of DPS. This is with the PvP multipliers, which are down here. So even in PvP, like Ouroboros is just going to do absolutely stupid. It's just like, I mean, hell, let's put strained on this as well, right? Strained is an average of 25% plus 0.25. We'll give this strained. Ouroboros is still 30% ahead. Right, let's go full red core, right? Full blue core, which leaves Ouroboros with just the 10% weapon damage from the watch, so 0.1. Even with a FAMAS with strained and 2 red cores, Ouroboros now, with all red cores, now will do still 5% more. So not only now is it tankier, it's still higher in DPS. It's retarded. Like if we go back to I did a video on it earlier. Elmo, Ouroboros. Ouroboros is doing like 70% more. I don't know what I've changed here. What have I changed? Not too sure. This isn't right. What have I changed? Oh, I've put this to FAMAS, that's why. So put this back to St. Elmo's. Is Elmo's, wait, equals 850 times 1.15? Yeah, 978. Oh, I was testing focus builds, that's why. So that should be 0.75. I need to change crit as well, so that goes to 5.8. This goes to 4.2. 5.8. 4.2. And the crit was different. I've forgotten what the crit was. It was like 1.84, wasn't it? Is it 1.84? actually completely forgotten. Let me... Do I still have the image? 1.86. It was the total weapon damage that screwed it, because I was planning for perfect focus. $750 amp. I believe this is... Right, 100, 0.15, 0.15, 639, total weapon damage, crit chance, amp. Right, that looks right, okay? We're going to put this down to essentially a 4 blue build. Right, so all we have left is the 15% weapon damage on the actual weapon. On the specialization, we have the little points put in, so we get another 15% SMG damage. And then we've got 10% from the watch. Like, it's a joke. It is literally a joke. Like, it... I don't understand how... Like, they're basically even. Like, in terms of, like, headshot, the SMG does more, but in body, the AR does more. I'm not too sure how. That's because that is 5.8, not... There we are. So even in this regard, a full blue build with Ouroboros does more DPS than a full red build with St. Elmo's. Yeah, and I got people in that video going, Ouroboros won't break the game. Are you fucking joking? Tell me you have room temperature IQ without telling me you have room temperature IQ. Admittedly, though, this is, again, like, if Ouroboros isn't changed, it might very well be changed. But yeah, people telling me that Ouroboros isn't going to break the game. You have no idea. It's just comedy. Hey, John. Sorry for my rant there. But we'll see. We'll see. In 30 minutes, we will all be either put out of our misery or be very miserable. How much does blue cores and red cores should we need to match FAMAS on strikers with Ouroboros? You can't. Like, you would actually have to be like SHD 0. But I don't actually know if you... Alright, so let's put that to 0. Even with, like, literally 0 weapon damage, Ouroboros still beats Elmo's by 0.31%. It's just comedy. It is literally comedy. And it's all that, it's just because of that fire rate. That's literally all it is. Unhelpful. George! But yeah, like, Ouroboros is just kind of stupid. Like, when you're able to, when you have to draw a direct comparison between an SMG and a shotgun, you know something's wrong. We got anything decently farmable? Well, we got Golan. Oh, hello. Can I get that yellow? I mean, if I make a build striker with 4 yellow, 2 bled Ouroboros, would that match the damage output of a 6 red striker build with FAMAS? 0135. 035, and we lose 15, so that puts us down to 7-1. 7-1. You could do 6 red and it would still do more than FAMAS. Sorry, 6 blue. By 5%. Like, a blue Ouroboros build is stronger than a red FAMAS build. Yeah. This is the point of that video. And I got people going, it won't break the game. How much cocaine did you put on your cereal this morning? It will break the game. It will very quickly become a competition of who has it and who doesn't. And until every PvP player has Ouroboros, PvP is going to be in the worst state it's ever been. I genuinely, for once, I actually feel sorry for PvP players. It is going to be horrible. The funny part is, though, this isn't even a bug. This is like them actually adding something intentionally, and it's just that overtuned and silly. It's quite strange. No, I didn't add expertise into the calculation. I mean, we can... Hold on. How much expertise on that FAMAS would we need? Let's go for the straight 1.2. So 20... A level 20 FAMAS versus a level 0 Ouroboros. The FAMAS only just wins by 2.5%. Let's do 1.15. If you've got a level 15 FAMAS, they're basically even. Like, they're literally even. So, a full red level 15 FAMAS build is the exact same as a full blue level 0 Ouroboros build. Yeah, looking for group Ouroboros. That's going to be it. Wait, no. It's here. Here is where I want it to be. I was like, why am I over... Well, if I play the Oreo with my feet and the FAMAS with my hands, which will win? How good are you with your feet? And if you say really good, IKEA OnlyFans when? Like, it's stupid, though, isn't it? Like, this is overtuned to hell. Like, in terms of, like, performance economy within the game, like, the good thing about all of the ARs, they're all within, like, 15-ish% of each other. Like, okay, yeah, we're, like, the meta players, me included, are going to sit there and say there's not really much point to play anything other than FAMAS, Kingbreaker, like the few top tier ARs, they're all going to be like pretty damn close to each other. But when something like Ouroboros is doing full red variant DPS on a full blue build, surely at this point you recognise that there is a problem. I'm done. Dick with the shield, I missed him too many times. Only like the M4. How am I going after the day? Mate, yesterday was pretty painful because I wasn't allowed to take any more painkillers. If aces is changed to rifles, how would that compare to the usual DPS build? I did testing on this ages ago, and I don't quite remember with like 100% clarity because I've had alcohol since then. However, I believe I don't think it would be like a complete meta shake-up. However, it would literally be like in that group of like the best in slot meta builds, Aces M1A would get added to it. I think in terms of performance, like overall performance, it would be comparable to like the Heartbreaker sort of area. I don't think it would be quite in line with Strikers, but it's definitely up there. It would definitely be a worthwhile change, and definitely, and I'm not saying rifles aren't in like the meta tiering just simply because M1A, but it would put other things up there. It's mainly just because we're able to, like, at the moment we have a choice of going either like Focus or PGC. I am so bad with the ammo now. If we were able to do Aces, it basically gives us the choice, the effect of having both PGC and Focus. In approximately 30 minutes, like 20-30 minutes. Aces for rifles would be an amazing buff. Yeah. Because essentially you're going to get the 60% from Perfect Focus, the 25% from Vigilance or whatever it is you're running on your backpack, and then you're going to get a 30% amp from Aces. Like, in terms of overall performance, this would be very good. Like, and I feel it would be a very welcome change. Like, I kind of feel like if they just removed the word marksman from Aces, I feel like a lot of people would be happy. Unless they're going to do a massive balance pass buff. I mean, yes, that, but then at the same time, I feel like if they're going to do that, one, they should do that before introducing Ouroboros. Two, I mean, why wouldn't they tell people? Like, that seems like a really silly idea. Like, and from what I've seen, admittedly, I don't watch anywhere near as much YouTube as I probably should to keep up with like the whole YouTube economy or whatever. But yes, John, that is the plan. Also, I've got a busy day tomorrow, so I'm not going to be streaming. Well, I'm starting the stream earlier so I can finish earlier and then get a good night's sleep. And then tomorrow, I've got a pretty busy day. Admittedly, like the busy days, I've got to do a little bit of shopping, and then I've got to do a shit ton of housework because I didn't do any of it over the weekend. So, yeah. As well as make really, really bad YouTube videos for you guys. Tomorrow's video is going to be me complaining about Division 3. Which should be fun. Just get rid of you. It's not going to be me complaining, but already, like, it's more just like everyone's like, "Oh, Division 3 hype, Division 3 soon." They've okay, they've announced it. We know it's coming. I get it. However, they said they're not even going to be working on it until after the Star Wars game, which is still like a year away from being released. And then it's going to take them, what, 2-3 years to get Division 3 out? So we're looking at, I don't know, Division 3 maybe in 4 years. Right? So calm the fuck down. Who thinks the dev stream is going to be a shit show? It's 5 years away minimum. Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it. I'm happy it's coming. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, Division 3, guys. Division 3. Which is like what everyone's doing. It's just like, no, fuck off. Pipe down. Grow up. Trash is Diablo 4. There's the other thing. The way the games are going lately. All the hype around Diablo 4. And it's dead. Well, it lost like, what, 99.74% of its player base in the space of a month. Because it's trash. Right? And that's Blizzard. And admittedly, okay, yeah, Blizzard are trash. But I would hold Blizzard above Ubisoft. Some YouTubers got to get their clickbait videos out. It's just called clickbait. I know, but I just want to, like, I don't know. I kind of want to, like, do my bit to bring it down to earth slightly. Crack and... Wait. Alright, that's cheating. Okay, that's definitely cheating. Ruined my childhood. Screw Blizzard. I'm salty, but I'm not that salty. 99.75% actually. Oh, I'm sorry. How's the stomach? I lived off of like biscuits and bread yesterday, which was great fun. I mean, I'm down to wait for it. I mean, hopefully they kind of give enough-ish to tide us over with Division 2. So I am, like, I am excited for it, but I'm not going to, like, pin everything in my entire future on Division 3, which seems to be what a lot of people are doing already, which is kind of, for me, is comical. But still... And we'll just see how it goes. I very much doubt, like, next 5 years, probably not. I reckon if they brought it out within 4 years, I would be skeptical as hell. Because, yeah. Gonna try out Div Heartland? I am, however... I am expecting me to literally hate every single second of it because it is a PvE VP extractor. Essentially Tarkov, but in the Division 2 world. So already from that notion, I fucking hate it. Like, and the problem is then I'm going to go into it with a bad mindset, which, yeah, is not a good way to go. It's been about 12 years since it didn't be released, but Ubisoft keep delaying it and sacking the dev teams working on it. Well, that's because every time they release a teaser for it, the entire, like, gaming community is like, this is, like, the worst thing we've ever seen. What is wrong with you? Why did that bullet just not happen? It was perfectly on point. Those two weren't. That one wasn't. That one was. Cancelled by now? Possible. You said don't really release Heartland in the current state. Oh no, there is that. I kind of feel like I feel like the Division fan base is a little bit like Warhammer 40k fan base. Like, if you fuck with Warhammer 40k, you are not gonna, like, the fan base are gonna let you know, and they are not gonna be happy. You're immune. How are you immune? Seriously, my guy. Oh, you're no longer immune. That's nice. Oh no, you are immune. Why are you immune? Oh yeah, the mobile game. Are you still immune? I hate when the game does this. Like, why is he immune? Be more fun than what, the mobile game? I don't know. Like, I'm really old in this manner. Like, I don't know. Like, my mentality. I'm not talking body. I'm only like 33. To some people, that is still old. I get it. But to me, a mobile is for texting, phoning, and occasionally looking at porn. That's literally it. That's what a mobile is for. Bitch, I swear to God. Oh, we got it named over there. Yeah, it just went live on Twitch. I know they're live, I know. Just finished off the bounty. It took longer than I hoped. Go on, be yellow sacrificed. Of course it isn't. I'm going to fucking cry. Thought about doing it. Oh, I feel like I've missed a lot. Try and use an emulator for Resurgence. Fair one. Right. Let's cry, shall we? Gonna move me up there. And then dupe. Oh, wow. I'm assuming you guys can hear that, right? We'll test and adjust the volume as we go through. We'll tone it down for now, just so we can have a nice, friendly little chat. When is the season 2 coming? I haven't played for like a month. We believe tomorrow. Although, don't quote that, because I foresee there being a shit ton of issues. Like, an obnoxiously large amount of issues. Is that the White House on fire? It does appear to be the... Is it the east wing of the White House where the Oval Office is? It does appear to be... No, the east wing's not, no. Yeah, as you're facing the White House, the left-hand side of the White House. Tell you what, how do I do this? Let's go biggest screeners. Since it's biggest screeners, I'll go back down here. I'll make myself a bit smaller just in case they show like pretty images or something. There we are. Hopefully that is to your liking. I've never done one of these before, so this is a new one for me. I mean, it does appear to be the White House. Does it? Doesn't it? No, the gates are all wrong. It could be the White House. Guys, we're sorry we have delayed the season until 2025. Don't say that. Game, now dead. It's the Incursion, Paradise Lost location. They are. Spot knows his shit. Just being realistic, I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly feel like what's going to happen is we're going to get the brand set, we're going to get the gear set, we're going to get Iron Lung in the season track, we're going to get the new weapons, but I feel like the Incursion and Ouroboros are potentially going to be delayed for another week or two. So we get some new shiny stuff and we can start the season track and do the new season, but I feel like Incursions are going to be delayed for another week or two. That's what I personally feel. They literally showed the screenshot last time. I never really pay attention to it though. Like I don't care for the images. I care for the stats. I'm a stats guy. Give me numbers. So where are we at in terms of story lore? I have no idea. I don't pay attention to it, I'm afraid. Yannick is also back. Oh, Spot. Oh, yeah, there could be more information on Division 3, because they only announced it via Twitter. We might at least get, like, verbal confirmation, which is always good. Let's face it, a Twitter post can be deleted. I'm aware VOD can also be deleted, but there's, like, 8 people that I know of that are doing this as well. So, looking at other live service games, Division 2 failed on microtransactions. In what way? Like how much money they've made from it? To be fair, I only buy the season pass. That's literally it. I will buy the season pass. That's mostly it. Upcoming yes, because they did mention there's going to be upcoming DLC as well. Fucking Spot is all over this. It's Spot. Come here. You can sit next to me. You can sit right here, and we can like cuddle and. Ryberger's in Twitch chat, mate. I'm actually glad he's gone. You know what? We're gonna put this back to small thing. Let's laugh at. Is St Elmo's any good? Eh. It's OP. There's always one. There's always one. Unknown Spot. Yeah, he's famous now, look. St Elmo's a striker's build is OP. No, it's not. Where do these people get this information? This is going to be the most entertaining part, like watching the Twitch chat. Calm down, guys. We love this game so much. What? If you have the correct build for it. See, there we are. Agent avatars. I don't know who you are, but you're on it. Regulus, worst guns, right? That is it. Spot. Where you at? Oh, Sarata Kanda. I know you. You're one of my. Are you here? Someone agreed, bro. Oh God. It's going to be entertaining. All right, Spot. We need to talk about this. Fucking look, Measured best talent. Alright. We can actually... How do we do this? Are we sure we want to go with this spot? All my homies love the apartment. You need to get new homies, dude. Oh, God, I've forgotten how to do this now. I should have done that. Boop. There we are. Say Imperial Dynasty is best in the game and need therapy for that? Oh, my God. Oh. I made a typo. Mate, have you seen my typing? It's horrible. Will I be attempting the Fallout 4 thing anytime again soon? Potentially. See how it goes, to be honest. Time out for Spot, head spreading heresy? Nah. I love Spot. He's been with me since like the start. He's been like one of the ultimate memers that has like sort of kept me going, and he's tested an overwhelming amount of things. Like the unicorn video I did, that's basically all unknown Spot. It's actually insane how much he has helped me. Very sad to see him leave Bro Squad. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not going to get into it, but Spot, you're a legend. I miss you. Overwhelming is clearly the best talent. You're back. What, you back in Bro? You better be back in Bro. Back in the clan again? Are you back in the Discord? Because I'm not sure what happened. But, yeah. Message Doc. Well, I'm glad you're back, bro. Twinkling Lights is a meta talent, mate. It's one of the best. It's one of the best MMRs. Like I get the talent is a meme, but it's one of the best MMRs in the game. It's actually quite fun. For it's just a joke. I'm sane enough not to use Imperial. Mate, I use Imperial in one build just because it's an absolute meme travesty of a CC build. So I'm not against using it. Like everything in the game is usable in one way or another, but it's understanding how you're using it, and then if there's something better that could be used. Just got pissed at one guy. Yeah, that's fine, mate. But I like seeing how Bro Squad has grown. I was there when it was like 200 people. And now we're over 1,000. It's been amazing to see it grow. But at the same time, as it's grown, the amount of diverse personalities we have, I'm just sort of like, don't make a stupid joke and get myself on the absolute shit list. It's fucking horrible. I wish the incursion would be possible solo. I know Astro, Hutchler, AJ, DJ Unks, and I think even I'm going to give it a go solo. I know Astro, Hutchler, AJ, and DJ Unks are absolutely going to go for it solo. As long as like the mechanics can be done solo. They don't care like if it's really, really hard. As long as they're like the mechanics are soloable, they're going to go for it. And I might give it a go as well. Xbox Players Rise Up. PS5 Bro Squad when? I don't think there will be. I'm not sure if he's here, but the original Silo is a member of Bro Squad on PC, and he also plays one of the consoles. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you ever come across the original Silo, saying that he's just literally appeared in the Where was it? I literally just saw it. The original Silo. Right here. If you ever see him, he's always on Twitch, helping people out. If you ever see him, he's on console. Talk to him, see if he can get you into his clan. Gonna try solo as well, no matter how hard it'll be. I reckon as long as like mechanically it's soloable, I reckon it will get done. Yeah, I'm always amazed at how many... There's quite a lot of Polish players in Division 2. It's quite insane. Like, German players are unreal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to special report dedicated to Year 5, Season 2 Puppeteers. And also, welcome back, Yannick.
Hello.
It's nice to have you in this room again.
It's been a very long time I haven't been in one of those, so yeah, I feel like it's my first live stream forever. I don't know. But it changed a lot. Some nice equipment here. Things are actually fixed on the walls and not just standing randomly in the room. So
it wasn't
great.
that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It was never bad.
You only missed what, two previous live streams, right?
I don't know. Was it just 2?
I think it was just 2, maybe 3.
It's like you haven't had me on one of those for like the past 3 years or something. I don't know. Maybe I upset you. I said something wrong.
It's not my fault. It's just, Morten took your place while you were away.
Morten was like, no, Yannick.
And I mean, you are not the only person who's back on the brand. I mean, Yannick is not back on the brand. He's been here. It's just, I did not allow him to join me on the live stream for quite some time, but he is on his best behavior now, so...
I have to.
Yeah, but we also welcome Julian back as a Division EP.
Yes, EP for executive producer, yeah.
Yep.
Division 3 news.
Yeah, it's going to be good to work with Julian again, and great future for the division.
For people who do not know who Julian Gerthi is, maybe you just want to give a few
cringe. I know.
Reminders.
Julian. Yeah, when we say Julian, of course you know who Julian is. So Julian Gerthi, he's been at Massive for a very long time, longer than me, and he was the creative director of Division 2, all the way to Warlords of New York. He was also on the Division 1 as associate creative director. He's been one of the minds behind, everything Division for a very long time. And now he, of course, went to work on the Star Wars project, which he's going to stick around with and ship. But then after that, he's going to be joining us again on Division as executive producer.
Yeah, super exciting, but we also need to confirm that it doesn't mean that we're moving from Division 2 at the moment. There are a lot of plans in store. You've seen the Year 5 roadmap. Of course. And we can just reassure everyone that together with the team in Bucharest, we'll continue working on the content for Division 2.
Oh yeah, it's business as usual for us. It's going to be great to have someone to work with, but I mean that doesn't change anything in terms of our ambitions and plans for the Division 2. We still have a lot of things to do with this game.
Yeah, so the support continues, especially now with that we decided to extend the seasonal lengths just a little bit. And the main reason for that is that we of course continue working on the new content, but at the same time also putting focus into the, fixes, issues, and quality.
Bollocks.
Yeah, it's just taking a bit more time, so we can really take the time
ammo bug, fragile armor bug,
add more quality and make sure we're
there's bugs in the game that's been there for like 3 years.
And the general quality for the game. So it's a bit of room to breathe for us, and it's going to help us deliver better content.
Yeah. But before we're gonna move to actually giving you guys a glimpse of what Season 2 Puppeteers is going to be about, there are probably a few things that I should quickly mention. First of all, some of the videos that we're going to show in this live stream might be not very safe to watch for those of you who have problems with the strobing effect. So if there are any health reasons...
It's called an epilepsy warning for those that actually
have an
IQ above 3.
Letting you know. It's not that severe, but there is one piece of content that can affect people who are sensitive to fodder epilepsy and whatnot. Just a heads up. And to give you a quick overview of what else we're going to be talking about. Here is such a nice asset. Yeah, of course, we're going to show the next analyst report created by our friend NGN. We're going to talk about everything that is Year 5 Season 2, including new gear, season pass, new manhunt. Yeah, if that is something that you were interested in, it's incoming very soon. Of course, PTS results, what we decided to change, what stayed unchanged, some descent buffs here and there. Of course, we're also going to talk about Incursion, that is called Paradise Lost. I'm super excited for that specific part. And quality of life changes, we already mentioned it in the very beginning. There are a few of them that are going to be a part of the TU.
Yes.
So stay tuned. And of course, winter holidays.
Yes, because it's coming.
Yeah.
I was going to say we're in September. No, we're in October already.
Yeah, I mean, spooky season just started, but we're already talking about winter. And of course, in the end,
we're wearing orange all the time anyway, so we don't need to change.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not wearing any brand colors today, but at least I'm wearing gray. Right? It's also a brand color, by the way. Yeah, of course, in the end, we're going to be answering your questions. So if you have any questions, please submit them to the live chat, and our community manager will pick them up. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And let's watch the analyst report to give you guys a quick recap of what happened during the previous season.
Oh God, do we care about this? Oh.
Agents, we've recovered 5 of the hostages taken in the attack on the White House. But with each member of our community, we learn Natalia Sokolova is not the murderous psychopath we assumed. I don't know if it's General Anderson's influence over her organization, or if spending her life on the move is getting to her, but it appears that the Black Task have adopted the True Sons tactics and are looking to shore up infrastructure and build something. What that something is, it's too early to tell without Vic. As Murray says, he knows our organization. He helped build it. Agents, if we want to rebuild the castle and know what Sokolova is really up to, we need to get Vic and unmask the asset.
Mate, NGN is all over these
things. The analyst
things.
report by NGN. Thank you so much, NGN, for submitting the second
He's actually subscribed to me.
analyst report, and hopefully we're going to see many more of them in the future.
Yeah, it's good to get a bit of a recap for people who may have missed the season, or people who played the season and needed a reminder, because that was, some weeks ago, potentially months ago for some people, and just to put everything in context. But yes, at the end of season 1, we rescued 5 of the civilians that were taken by the Black Tusk when they attacked the White House. Amongst them, of course, Mary, who's the girlfriend of Manny and the mother of his future child. But the work is not done. There's more civilians that need rescuing. Amongst them, of course, nobody else than Vikram Malik, who the name might ring a bell if you remember.
No, I don't think anyone does.
Division 2 side missions. But he's been with us for some time already, and he was part of the civilians that were taken. So the idea is we need to go there and get those people, especially him, because he works in tech. He's worked with the Black Tusk, and he knows things, probably.
You just started spoiling season 2 content already.
Have I?
Before we actually go into all these details, I want you guys to see the trailer for the season 2 Puppeteers first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the new Manhunt premise.
Oh, fair one, Morgan. Oh.
Agent, what's the worst thing you've seen in the last year? The dollar flu? Hostiles, destroying any sense of progress we've made? Natalia Sokolova? Agent, the people we are sworn to protect rely on us. And we've failed them. Rogue agents are nothing compared to the threats you are about to face. It's time you met.
He's got attack 50.
who? Who is that guy?
What are you talking about? I didn't spoil anything. Everything I said was like public knowledge. As you can see, the difference between
that hunter's probably Vic.
Season 1 and Season 2 is that this time we are
what
actually going
Yannick
to give
said.
you a target. That dude, that's the recruiter. So if you remember the recruiter, we've actually met the recruiter already. That was in
Did we?
Yes, in Season 9. Because the recruiter recruits, that's what he does.
Right.
And,
No. I'm starting to
if you
connect the
remember
dots.
the end of Season 9, the climax mission with Jack Bonney, there was a little hunter standing up there. That was the recruiter. So
I either shoot people.
he's been also kind of haunting us for a while now. And now we're finally going to hopefully get to face him.
Scarf looks a little fruity.
Nice. Oh my god. I'm so excited for this upcoming season. But yeah, as you guys can see, we already know who's our final target is going to be. But of course, we'll need to continue saving our people. And there are 4 more civilians to rescue before we actually uncover Recruiter's identity.
I'm guessing it's rescue those 4 people,
Or maybe
kill
not.
the
I don't know.
kill the recruiter.
No idea about that.
I don't want to say more. You will have to play the season to find
Mate,
out.
this is
But yeah, it would be very interesting to get to the bottom of it and finally understand what recruiter what he does, except for recruiting, I guess.
Hunting and recruiting. But no, there will be more civilians, as you can see, more collectibles about them, about their role, about what they've been doing in the castle
God.
with Manny for some time, a bit more context on, the grand scheme of things. And then, yes, that recruiter.
And talking about Malik, actually
Oh no,
rescuing
Vikram's
him
missing.
would hopefully help us get
Maybe
a bit
it is him
more
if he's the last
understanding
one.
what Natalia is scheming on the side,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Nexus
If
apparel
he's being
event.
cooperative. Who knows?
It looks cyberpunky.
Oh, I'm just giving wild suggestions. Do
it
not
looks
take my word.
cyberpunky. Am I the only one seeing this?
And yeah, this is the calendar that you are seeing right now. And since we extended the season by 1 month, there are 2 important things to note here. That first of all, of course, you're gonna have 5 global events this very season. But another important thing is that we extended each target and each league.
Yeah.
By 2 weeks.
Each target. And the global events are actually going to be 2 weeks long. So you're going to get 5 2 weeks long global events. So really time to play around with those, grind those, and get all the rewards and grind all this currency and get all those caches. And yes, the targets are extended, which means it's not going to be 3 weeks, but actually 4 weeks, 1 month between each of the targets
Dod's gothic bedsheet.
make the
Damn
season last
straight.
a bit longer.
Big tit
and
goth
also
girl.
give people a bit more time to comfortably, with their own pace, complete everything, and do not rush through the story, because the story is going to be very exciting. So excited for this season. But there are a lot more other things to this season. Season pass, of course, but we'll get to that a bit later. First of all, let's talk new gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, some of you who had a chance to participate in the PTS, you guys probably already know quite a few things about the new gear, and we'll talk about the things
This is
that
the
we
part I'm
changed
interested
following
in.
the PTS and things we decided to not to touch yet.
Yep.
And for the new gear, I guess we can just start with the... Oh, yeah, that's the collector
That's the
chess
collector,
piece.
yeah.
That's the exotic chess piece. And yeah, it's a very interesting one, and I think it's especially people who love using grenades in the game are gonna love this one.
No, it was
And I
useless.
think in general, anyway, this
Unless
season
you've given it
is
a
lot
0
about
at the
fire and
end.
explosions. So a lot of the pieces of gear that we've made are focused on
I mean, it
that.
looks kind of
so
funny.
The collector is, yes, it is for people who would like to use grenade or who want to try to make grenades, a thing and a play style. So that's really going to be for you in terms of like more grenade capacity, increased radius, and getting more grenade regeneration as well, so they come back a bit faster.
It was
Or
useless.
they actually come back. You don't have to pick them up all the time. So anyway, it's it's one example. There's of course other pieces of gear that are also focused on that. This is the gear set.
Ortiz
The
X0.
Ortiz X0. So of
Which
course
was
this gear set,
terrible.
as you will know probably, is focused a lot on fire, and especially the fire turret or the incinerator turret. And basically the idea with this one is when you have the 4-piece gear set, your turret is now going to spin in a 360 angle,
Which is a
and
gimmick.
set everything on fire in that area. So it's really, trying to have gear sets that are not just about boosting your stats, but actually unlocking functionalities that you didn't have before. So we're playing around a bit what the gear sets can do, and trying to create, play styles and fantasies by using those gear sets.
And spin is something that some players had questions about during the PTS.
Yeah, they did, because of course when we communicated about this gear set, a lot of people drew the comparison with Firecrest from Division 1, which was also a gear set focused on the fire turret. But the fire turret worked very differently in Division 1 because it was targeting NPCs, so one at a time. And in Division 2, it works differently. You set it in motion, or you set it in position, it has an angle, and then it's just firing in that angle. So it doesn't actually target NPCs. And some people have been asking for the functionality to come back. But in truth, one thing that
You have no idea how to do that.
that you should know on behind the scenes a bit on how things work in the game, even though we are actually showing the turret moving, the angle of the turret is, or the area of effect of the turret is always active regardless of where the turret is actually facing. So what that means for this gear set is that everything that enters the range of the turret is going to be set on fire. So you don't
Well,
have
that's
to wait for the
bollocks, 'cause
turret
I've got,
to
like,
spin in that direction.
9
So it
clips
basically
of
creates a big
enemies
fire
fucking
AoE,
sat
so it's
in
great
the
for,
fire and not on fire.
For crowd control and basically locking NPCs in place. So it works differently than the fire turret did in Division 1. It's a very different fantasy, but if you've played it on the PTS, odds are hopefully you've been having fun with it. We have, so we're pretty happy where it is.
Yep, and just a quick reminder that also the chest and backpack bonuses that we have on X0 will help amplify the turret damage, radius, and status effect. And what we see on the screen right now is the Iron Lung LMG. That is this season new exotic. A very cool design. I really love it.
Yes, it's a really cool design, and it's again the idea of fire and status effects.
Not yet,
explosions, everything is
Felito.
going into this fantasy here. Of course, you see this dragon face, so the idea of the dragon spitting fire. So yeah, it's been also the main inspiration for this weapon.
And there is also going to be another brand set called Langmo. That is also plays into the grenades and fire fantasy. It's going to have the named chest carpenter with the talent perfectly made bomber, which increases grenade radius as well.
Yeah, so it's again about grenades and explosions.
Yep.
Yes, and Mad Bomber didn't have a perfect talent yet, so now it is.
And grenades are going to be refunded. That's actually very nice.
For people that are into grenades.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually
The way you're saying it's going to be very nice.
I was just looking
I
at that
sense that you're
spot.
into
I was like,
I am.
Ew.
I actually do love
like to blow stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, once I learned
So
how
she plays
what
on
to
normal.
press on my controller to actually throw the grenade, I started using them all the time.
Good.
Let's not go into that. But of course, that is not the only thing that this season pass going to have, right? There are a few other things that we want to show. Oh yeah, there are a few nice skins. So the premium track will contain 11 weapon skins. You will be able to see a few of them right now. Oh, I really love Snow Leopard. That's one of my favorite prints, by the way.
That's
11 gear
horrible.
dice as well, 3 new emotes, and another very special thing, actually 2 of them, but let's get to them in the...
Another FAMAS
not this
skin.
one. I mean, I love dumplings.
You said you love dumplings.
Yeah,
right?
this is definitely my favorite skin.
Okay,
and
that's
also
going to be my skin
I
of
like it,
choice.
so.
I don't care. Fuck you all. I will fight you.
But yeah, while we are waiting for that asset to drop, I'm just going to remind you all that players with the premium season pass,
How's it going,
of
buddy?
course, only those
that
who
PDR
own
skin?
the Division 2 Warlords of New York or owners of Ubisoft Plus subscription are going to be able
That doesn't
to
actually look too
get
bad,
access
PDR
to it.
skin.
It cost 1,000 premium credits. And this time...
Fam skin is the worst thing you've ever seen, mate. No, that was amazing. With the stream,
It's
any
not actually
PTS
for
changes
the
and
first
shorts?
time.
They've not actually
It's
said
not-
if
it's
they've
not the
done
first
any
time.
We did last
changes.
season already.
Yeah, but the
Sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear this. They've not said if they've actually done any changes. They're just going over loosely what they do.
excitement. There is going to be a hunter-themed outfit.
Mhm.
How cool is
Oh,
that?
hunter-themed outfit. I'm actually in with
Facing a
this.
hunter, we're getting a hunter outfit.
I'm down. I'm
we
down.
heard you like hunters, so we put hunters in your hunters. So that's a brand new hunter outfit that's going to be part of the season pass. So you will get 2 outfits on the season pass. The one that is themed around the X-Euro gear set to visually fit, but then also later in the season pass you will get to unlock the red hunter outfit.
Yeah, it is super cool. Oh my god, I really love it. But yeah, themed outfits, they're kind of a newer addition to the season pass, but at the same time, we already had
More
it since
watches.
season 11.
Just in
from
case you
what I
can't tell the
remember.
time the first time, get a
What the
second
second
opinion.
Yeah,
No, we did
No.
it last season.
we
with
had
the-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
the second is...
Nah,
it's
that
the first
fab
time.
like the fab skin is the only thing I'm excited for. That's bad.
Probably. I don't know.
I'm an anime fan, so yeah, I see
But yeah, I hope
anime
you guys are really
dumplings.
excited about Hunter outfit because I definitely am. See, it's really doing something to my brains. I started forgetting stuff because
that mask is really good. That
it-
red mask
it is
with
so
the
cool.
smile. It's,
but this is oh yeah. Thank you for showing
Bring
it
it on
again,
again.
Dor. I can just watch it for hours. But unfortunately, we do not have that much time. There is still a lot of stuff we have in store for you. And talking about outfits, definitely that's not
Oh,
the only
apparel
outfit
event,
that you're going to
apparel
get this
event,
time
apparel
around.
event.
Apparel event.
Mhm.
This season, it's
Can they
called
top their own
Nexus.
cringe even more?
Yes.
And you can see
That is so
the
cyberpunk.
few outfits
That
from
is so
this apparel,
cyberpunk.
collection.
Like, I feel this is cheap.
So,
I
yeah,
really
it's
feel
like
this is cheap.
streetwear.
I like the middle one.
With a
The
twist.
middle one
With
looks
a
okay.
twist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
not
it
the
just
the
feels
streetwear you will see everywhere.
Very
but the idea
ripped
was
from
just,
cyberpunk, and I feel
you
that's
know,
a
to
very
keep
cheap
building
way to
on,
go.
like,
Get your own ideas.
exploring new looks and new styles.
I don't know,
and,
just
and
me.
I know that some people prefer tactical, some people prefer civilian. We are trying to find a bit of a balance where like last.
Well, that would be
event
great
we
if
did,
you
like,
actually
it's gonna be
introduced
entirely
anything
high-tech.
tactical.
No, we're going to back a bit more to civilian-ish, but yeah, with a twist, as we said. This is a take on like some very modern-looking neon light, almost anime-inspired outfits to bring something that we hadn't seen before.
No, I think those of you who
Has anyone said it in the
enjoyed
comments?
the streetwear and activation,
Street activation, yeah.
that you're gonna enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah,
I see.
it's pushing that fantasy even a bit further. So yeah, there's some really cool pieces in this one, and especially I think we will get there soon. But
Oh, that's
no.
my favorite one with the cat ears.
you like the cat ears, right?
Yeah, the cat and the backpack.
Mm-hmm. True. Wait, the backpack is coming. Here it
That's
is.
so nice.
That's very Division Agent backpack. And then, of course, yes, the kind of new uniqueness with this one is we've done that already I think with the past apparel event, but we've pushed that.
Okay,
even
the glasses
further
are
this
shit.
time. So
Fuck me, dude.
as a reward for completing the apparel event, you will get this uniform. And so uniforms, if you remember, they are the pieces that take over all or most of your appearance. And so here it will cover your body, your legs.
This is the
But therefore, doing uniforms allows us to create pieces that we couldn't do.
Oh, mate, I'd
with
be
just
all over a
pieces.
Hello Kitty
And so
backpack.
as
Fuck
you've
yeah.
seen, maybe we'll get back to it, but as you've seen, we've made a uniform that is basically a long cloak, which we've never done before. So I'm pretty excited about that to see that one in game.
Yeah, and actually this one
just
is
the
going to be
boots.
the
I want the
completion
boots.
reward. So
Yep.
there are like 6 outfits in total, but the 6th one, this one that you can see on your screens right now, is the completion reward. And just to remind you about leveling up your watch to unlock different items through caches, the keys for the apparel caches can be earned from few different sources. Of course, one free key is going to be granted to everyone. Premium pass owners are going to get additional 3 extra keys. And of course, shade leveling, 1 key
Coat is
every
lazy.
4 shade levels. So
Yeah.
that's
I feel like the
pretty
entire
much the
apparel
same.
event is
I mean,
lazy
you can
though.
also buy
It's
them
just
with the premium
Cyberpunk
credits,
ripoff.
but we're not talking about that.
Or at least for me it is.
So let's
I mean, buy them if you want to buy them. That's money for us, which means more support for the game. But you do you.
Have
You
I been
don't
banned
have
from
to.
the
More
chat yet?
cool
No, I
outfits.
didn't.
Let's talk about some other things. Why do we have different cards all of a sudden?
No, we don't
Who's
have
so
the same
weird.
card. We're lost.
Okay, PTS results. Thank you so much for saving our story.
This is bollocks,
there's
'cause I
the
know this was
things
very,
that
very
we
bad.
actually talked about when showing you gear, because that was the main focus of this current PTS. And
That's the card. It was in the middle.
that's my fault, actually. I'm the one responsible for that. At least
Get on with
nothing
it.
is upside down this time around. See, I'm
Daya set
learning.
me up and she tried
I'm
to
getting better.
unsettle me, but I'm here. I'm focused. You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that we mentioned a few things. Okay, from the beginning. Gear was the main focus of this PTS, right? The reason why we decided not to include incursion as well, I think some of you can understand why, but just to give you an idea, we didn't want to give anyone an unfair advantage.
No, I mean, we know how important it is when we do this like super challenging strategic content, which is what the incursion is. We will talk a bit more about it. It would be so unfair to put it on the PTS and allow some players to play it earlier than others and to kind of spoil everything already on live streams or any of that. The alternative would be to say, hey, we are doing PTS under NDA, but nobody wants to do that. That would be counterproductive for us. So we've decided to take a leap of faith and not put the incursion on the PTS. Hopefully this will pay off. But it's, we just want to keep the surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. But then the exclusive exotic that is a part of the incursion was a part of the PTS because, of course, we needed to test how the gun works.
Yeah.
And a few changes that were made following the PTS actually include this one exotic called Ouroboros.
Oh, it's been changed.
Do we want to talk about it,
Yeah,
it now or when we get
let's,
closer to the incursion?
No. We can talk about it. And of course, everybody commented on Ouroboros. It was a lot of fun. It was very powerful. And we wanted to
feedback.
address it in the sense of, because it's such an exclusive reward behind the incursion, we also don't necessarily want the incursion to become a mandatory step for everybody to reach the same power level. But it's also cool to have a powerful item behind a piece of content. So anyway, long story short, not gonna make everybody suffer here too much. The RPM has been reduced from 1500 to 1350. So it's 150 lower.
Thank fucking
so
God.
It's just trying to reduce it slightly, but keep the uniqueness it had of this very high RPM and then all the the cool stuff that comes with it. There's also some tech reasons because it turns out that when you get really, really high RPM, our servers are not really happy about it. So 1500 plus all the additional effects you can have to increase your RPM starts becoming problematic.
But it's not a big decrease, so hopefully it won't.
Yeah, hopefully the identity remains. We didn't want to nerf it to the ground. We didn't want to destroy the identity of this weapon. It's cool to have something that's still powerful. So hopefully it's still going to be up there.
Amongst, as human.
The most fun items, but in a slightly more reasonable way.
And we already talked about the turret as well, and that we decided to not follow up with any changes regarding it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but of course, if there are going to be more feedback, as usual.
Yeah, once this is in the hands of everyone and it's been on the game for some time, we will look at any outliers if it turns out that something was not adjusted the right way. So, the drill. It's a never moving thing, balancing.
Yeah, True that. And also there were, of course, a few smaller changes. I would not recite all of them right now because we're going to be publishing the patch notes for the new season right after the live stream. So if you want to compare the numbers, the percentages against the BTS patch notes, you're welcome to do that right after the stream. And talking about some other changes, of course, there is also Descent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should probably talk about that a little bit more. So first of all, the Descent rewards underwent some changes for level 40 players. And of course, the most important one of them is that we increased the chance to receive reconstructed and exotic cash for defeating Nemesis from 12 to 50%.
Yes. It's a big increase.
It's a big increase, yeah.
But it's like, you should feel rewarded for
reconstructed caches from loop 15 upwards, like 75, 90, 100, 100.
We want you to be able to make the decision when you beat Nemesis of like, okay, am I satisfied with what I got? And so we want to make sure that you get enough rewards. And as you can see, reconstructed caches, it's not just on Nemesis, but in general across the board. It's we are being much more generous with it. So hopefully that's going to make it a bit better.
But it's also important to mention that depending on which loop you end up with, you're going to get all the rewards for this loop and all the previous loops before that.
Yeah, it adds up. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
still pretty friggin' tasty, Aziman, isn't it? Jesus.
And of course, as you can see from this infographics here, that there were improved guaranteed rewards. Some of them were
reconstructed, where we get the named item drops,
cash.
the named blueprints.
And of course, we increased the.
This is a very good change.
Rewards as well. You can see it with the pointy arrows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is not all.
A lot of loot,
but this is not all. There are also few updates to the talent pool for Descent. And these are the new talents that are going to be added to Descent with this update.
Pummel, Regicide.
Just a few. We won't be going through all of them, right? Because that's a lot of talents. You guys probably already know everything. Yeah.
Pummel, Rifleman, Regicide. What the fuck?
For efficient talent, the gain per tier has been increased from 5 to 7.
Oh my god!
With a maximum of 83% at tier 10.
93.
What did I say?
You said 83. I don't want people to go do math and be like, Daria can count.
No, it's true. Sorry, my English is not Englishing. Yannick is completely right.
You said that we got ignited as well.
It's just going to be a bit more
in sync
to build up efficient. And in general, yes, we're adding more exotics to the
ignited trauma, Eyeless. And oh my god, Intimidate. We can get so much amp damage out now.
In some regards,
this is going to make it trivial.
It can become a problem because when we have too many talents in the pool, then suddenly it gets harder to actually get the ones you want. So we are having discussions in the team on how to address that, but that's more on that in the future. That's not a season 2 thing.
The Regulus talent, headshot go boom.
That's your concern. If with every season we're adding more talents, that means we're diluting the pool even more and more. But we have some ideas.
Yeah. And I'm just going to recite this that Shock and Ave talent also gain was increased by 10% with the maximum of 100.
Yes, Intimidate will
tier 10.
help out with Bloodsucker a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, this is from PTS feedback also.
Yeah, but all that information is going to be in the patch notes, so if you're writing everything down, no need to. And that's all for Descent and for the PTS changes for now. And I think we're getting closer to the most exciting part of this live stream. It's the incursion. Oh, right.
Oh, dude.
We won't talk about this.
Who is this dude? Who is this dude with the fucking axe?
The trailer first.
Okay.
And then we'll go into all the details about it.
This is Mackenzie Merritt. We need help. Cleaners have taken the Merritt estate. We need the division.
animation on that was a bit janky.
Agents, please. We need you to stop the lovebirds.
Whoa, this is so exciting. Oh my god. I mean, as an avid Division 1 fan, I'm so excited for Incursions coming back to Division 2.
4-player Dominic.
I mean, we've talked about fire for this season, and this has been also the theme of the incursion. So, should we explain what the incursions are?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah, because again, we keep talking
Turn the
about
valve
it, but
so technical, I know.
everybody was here during the days of Division 1. But incursions is basically, amongst the most challenging content that we have in the game. It's for groups of 4 players, and it's tough. It's going to be tougher than legendary missions. In some ways, potentially tougher than the raids, at least the raids as they are today, because people, speedrun those now in a few minutes. So the incursion is going to be, it's been built and balanced with, the top tier players in mind today, to try to offer a bit of a challenge. So it will take coordination, it will take the proper build, it will take strategy and communication for the players to actually beat all the different combats and challenges that this incursion is going to present.
And this one is quite different from what we had in Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
I do not really want to, go into too many details, but I think that it's fair to say that it feels a bit more like a raid rather than the incursions that we had in Division 1.
Yeah, I think it's so.
I'm getting Kenley College
we wanted
vibes
to
though.
have some difference between incursion and raid. It's not just a raid for 4 players. There's a bit of a difference where it's it's a bit more about your builds and your team composition, and sometimes a bit less about solving puzzles, which the raids have a lot. There are a few puzzles, and of course the boss mechanics definitely require a lot of strategy. But yeah, it's a bit more about, like, almost a bit more of an RPG challenge of having the builds to really face the lethality of the space. And then if I can give a comparison, because we had 4 incursions in Division 1, so it can mean very different things depending on which ones you played. But of course, our inspirations were more the later ones. So Dragon's Nest and Stolen Signal were the ones we took from, which were a bit lengthier, with more combats and actual mid-bosses and then final bosses. So that's what we built on when we say, inspired from incursions in Division 1.
I'm
we
happy
definitely
with that.
took the inspiration from the later ones, not the earlier ones.
Yeah, and of course we already mentioned the
I'm not sure if there'll be
new
matchmaking.
exotic that is going to be exclusive for this specific incursion.
Yeah.
That is called
Ouroboros. Get it out
pronounce
loud.
for the life of me. Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
So this
So
giant
just say ro.
yeah
Mostly that.
Ouroboros. Sorry, this giant snake. But this is a very cool exotic SMG, and it's not a guaranteed drop.
No.
You gonna only have a 10% chance
On a weekly basis.
on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the way it works is it's a bit like the raid, but basically there's a chest that you can only open once a week. In that chest, you have 10% chances to get the Ouroboros.
That's higher than Ravenous.
If you do
Ravenous
not
is
get
5,
then
right?
You will have to wait.
Am I
for
wrong
next
in that?
week
Is Ravenous
to have
5?
a chance to open it again and to get the Ouroboros, but the Ouroboros
Dod-Regnbue.
can
I like it.
also,
I like it.
I've said Ouroboros a lot. It can also drop from the bosses you will have in the incursion, and that all the time, not on a weekly basis.
Ouroboros is not
at
a terrible
lower
name.
rate, at 1%. So basically, once a week, you have increased chances to
Ravenous
get
10.
it.
So,
but you
same
can
drops as EB
yeah.
and
farm the
Bighorn
incursion
is
if you want
5.
for
That's
a
the
chance to
one.
get it,
Cheers, guys.
regardless of the weekly
Yeah.
reset.
So the completion reward only available once a week, but if you want to replay it, you will still have a 1% chance to drop it from the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as you've seen this time around, we are going against cleaners. These lovely birds here are called lovebirds.
Yes.
They're actually a couple, but the rest of their story is for you to discover.
Yeah, and one thing I would say
Yeah,
on this
Palmic, that's what I'm
incursion is,
thinking.
like, similarly to what we've been doing a lot lately, is that there's a story behind it, and it has ties with the main story of our seasons. For those of you that are story nerds on the Division 2, well, you will see that there are actually connections. We are going to the Murray estate, and Murray, of course, is a name that should ring a bell to people that have played a lot of Division 1 and 2. That's this fashion brand that you see everywhere. So this is the estate of the wealthy family that is behind that. And without giving spoilers, in this estate, you're going there to rescue the civilians. Now that the estate, which was turned into a settlement, has been taken over by the cleaners. So you're going there to rescue the civilians, among which is the leader of the settlement, and that leader is Mackenzie Murray, and she's the heir to the Murray fortune, in a way. And yeah,
I used to watch a recap of each season, kind of lost. Mate, I don't care for the story, I care for the gear.
Learn more about in the future.
Super exciting. And of course, for all the speedrunners out there, we are gonna be giving social media call-outs to those of you who would be lucky enough to beat it first. I don't know, in the group of 4, 3, solo. It's probably impossible, but who knows?
She said it!
So you don't need 4 players. You can perfectly start the incursion with less players if you want to. Now, you should know that solo is probably going to be hard just because of the mechanics of some of the fights in there. So I would recommend you at least have 2 players to go there.
Yeah, I think it's impossible on solo.
I mean,
probably people gonna find a way.
On paper, it's impossible, but community can surprise us sometimes. So maybe they will find a way to beat it. But on paper, it should be impossible to defeat it solo. That's not a challenge. That's
the fucking challenge, and you know it is.
But with 2 players, though, it's gonna be really tough. But at least mechanically, there's nothing that should really.
Rotoblitz, Astro, Hutchler,
yeah, the next
Ronan.
thing we know is people tweeting about how they spend 24 hours trying to beat it.
I mean, you should definitely go with 4 players on your first tries.
Yeah. Please do not sacrifice sleep.
Please do not sacrifice sleep. I know we'll give you horrible fucking drop rates on Descent. Are you?
But yeah, I'm super excited to see who's going to be able to beat it first, and which platform, which country, how fast, but
not too fast, please.
Not too fast. Yeah.
You've put a lot of work into it. It would be nice if it lasts for a couple hours before someone beats it.
But yeah, as much as I don't want to move from the incursion, there are still some things that we need to show you guys, and one of them.
Right, we wanted to give a shout out to the team, though.
Right, absolutely.
Have you been trying to avoid that?
Absolutely. No. That's my bad. Yeah, thank you, Dory. So, a few things that we. It's totally my bad that I forgot to
Sorry, they're going to do like a weird shout out. Earlier they had a thing on the bottom of the screen that said that you're able to get a new price pack from tomorrow. Normally these new price packs come out when a season is refreshed or updated. That's only when they release a new price pack. So they've not said anything yet. However, there was an on-screen thing that said there's a new price pack starting tomorrow. So I'm not sure if that means that 100% there is going to be this releasing tomorrow, but there is at least a new price pack starting tomorrow, which typically means the season is out tomorrow.
Incursion, we wanted to make sure that we had consistency with the challenging content we've had in the past. So we actually reached out to Sébastien Lafouterie, Seb, or Sébastien. And the name might ring a bell to some people, but basically he works at Ubisoft NC, and he was game designer and then lead designer on the raids and some of the incursions in Division 1. So we wanted to make sure that we had his expertise carry over to the team in Shanghai. So he's been
I want to say thank you to Hutchler for a comment on my vid. I watch you too, Dod.
So hopefully this will show.
Oh, hey, Big Pancake. Thank you very much. Hutchler's an amazing guy. Great guy.
But again, yeah, amazing work by Shanghai. And I also just want to give a shout out to the team in Bucharest, even though the incursion was Shanghai. I don't want to make it sound like the team in Bucharest does not do a fantastic job all the time.
Absolutely.
They do. A lot of the great content that you see in the game is done by the team in Bucharest, and it's been a great partnership.
All the manhunts, the gear, that's we're colleagues from
Descent,
Bucharest. Yeah.
Climax missions, bunch of stuff.
The only reason why I forgot to mention the team because I was so worried that I'm going to mispronounce the name. So, but yeah, let's talk
you
about
did good. You embraced it.
quality of
Respect.
life changes. I just hope that when Shanghai team watches it, they won't be very upset with me.
Rambo will probably do it.
But yeah, a few things, quality of life changes that we need to mention for this specific season.
Not changing tip of the spear. That would be a good quality of change.
So yeah, I'm sure that people are going to be very excited about the exotic caches coming to
now
all the
available for
DZ
purchase at
vendors,
the DZ
not
vendors.
3 dark zones.
Yeah, it's just about trying to make the Dark Zone a bit more rewarding. We know some people like to spend some time there. Some people just, like the gameplay. Some people don't like the gameplay. But most importantly, we want to make sure that you feel rewarded for the time you put into the game, regardless of what you decide to play. So that's one way for us to make the Dark Zone a bit more interesting and spicy by allowing you to actually buy exotic caches.
Yeah, I'm just not a bad idea spot, but I'm just thinking the Descent
the
vendor.
The next one is not a quality of life change per se, but I think it's an important one to mention.
Yeah, it's a PvP change. It's about
the equip
the
set
range
seems
of,
really
of
stupid.
Stinger Hive, and yes, it is not a quality of life, but that's a balancing change that hopefully matters. And the message here is, I know people in chat and people watching this, PvP players are probably like, there's a lot of PvP that needs to be changed, and
on my
haven't done anything for PvP in a very long time.
On some of my characters, I've got on character 1, I've got enough Hunter Fury pieces for 3 or 4 builds. So when I press equip set, what ones does it pick?
A question from the chat. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you about it because that's important. People are asking when the incursion is dropping. It's actually happening tomorrow.
Day 1.
Yeah, together with the rest of the season 2.
So there is no delay. We've done that in the past with, I think with the raids we did that, where we opened them 1 week after the update, but we're not going to do that tomorrow. So when the update comes out, as soon as the servers open, you can go hit that incursion.
Yeah, but the rest of the questions we're going to answer after the live stream.
Yep.
We're going to announce the dates, repeat, everything is going to be in order. I know I already...
We did not actually give the date of the update.
We did not, but I was saving it for the very end.
Okay.
See, but then again...
Well, it's tomorrow, but please pretend to be surprised when we announce it at the end.
Yes, that was nice, Green Van.
Okay, let's get back to quality of life
But it's
changes.
tomorrow.
No, I understand that people are so excited about the incursion, but there are still more things for us to talk about, right?
Okay.
It's going to be a long maintenance,
Anything
expect
else
issues.
PvP-wise you want to mention? Or?
No, I just said there's
I know,
more
the flame
changes
to
and more
celebrate.
drastic
Yeah, that's
changes
right.
coming. That's pretty much as much as I'm allowed to say at this point.
Yeah, and when we are ready, of course, you're going to be the first one to know. Some other things, I think it's a very nice one. The message notification that going to help players identify what sort of other steps they missed in order to activate the bounty. I think that's a very helpful one.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially when you miss out or when you.
I mean, it's not that it's
sure
not
exactly
helpful,
what you
but
need to
then
do. I
so's
know that
having
for
an
some
IQ
players out there,
above
you're
room
probably reading
temperature.
that and being like, that's dumb, I don't need that. That's okay. It's not for you. It's for other people. And that's what quality of life changes are about. It's really about removing the small frictions. Sometimes it's more meaningful changes like exotic caches. Sometimes it's just removing small frictions or making small flow and experience improvements. So this is one of those for the people that sometimes get lost in the in the list of things that need to be done to actually play a manhunt.
Yeah, because there are sometimes we see the questions and people are a little bit lost. I think that would actually make the manhunt experience more streamlined.
Welcome back, Chris.
And the next one is also the same, right? Add the discovery mission to the manhunt menu activity list. discovery mission becomes available upon completing the target bounty.
He can read.
He can read. But basically what this means is just, again, it's a small flow in improvement, but you know how playing the Manhunt last season, when you finish a target, then we tell you, hey, go back to the castle to go talk to that person. This is not a mandatory step. You can actually start another target and not do that. But that creates a bunch of problems in the flow. So now it's going to be a mandatory step. Now you're going to have to, once you finish a target, you go back to the castle, you talk to the right person, and only then you will unlock the next target, which again helps with, with understandability, with people actually doing the right things at the right time, and hopefully will create less situations where people get lost in the manhunt or potentially also things breaking.
Who the fuck is getting lost in the manhunt?
No, I really think that those are very helpful, especially
shoot people, don't die.
considering how many questions we usually
Manhunt,
receive
shoot
about these
people in
specific
sequence,
topics.
don't die.
And it's not the last one. There is going to be a second slide, I promise. But the equip set button is something new that you guys going to be able to see in your apparel menu, and it would help you equip all owned items from the selected item set. So you don't really need to click them one by one.
Yeah, it's especially a problem when you're playing, like
Yes,
apparel
but how
events
does
or
it
whatever.
differentiate?
You get all the set items, and
That's what I want to know.
and it all looks cool, but you have to go find all of those pieces one by one. Now you can do all of that at once.
Oh, is it apparel?
So yeah, once again, this is one of the quality of life changes. The whole experience with outfits and
apparel, not gear. Okay, fair one.
Is
Fair
also
one.
something that we are going to make more improvements to moving forward. But
Think I played tonight.
just one of
Ties up
them.
loose ends. Fair
A
one.
small thing that should help with some players.
And let's move to the next slide. So yeah,
Legacy
another
Manhunt.
update that I know a lot of players were waiting for. We added the Legacy Manhunt menu, where you would be able to find the previous season prime target missions, and also go through the targets profiles, play all the missions in the order, and get all the rewards.
Yeah, I mean, this is so there's a very different window of scale when we talk about quality of life changes. This is almost a whole new feature, but yeah, it's basically for all those who want to catch up on the story or to replay the old climax missions or the old manhunt. So now you will actually have a timeline that tells you in-game time when things happen. Give you the brief of what happens.
Yeah, that's not a
you
bad
select-
idea,
you can
especially if
select
you
the
are
climax
interested in
mission.
the lore and
You
want
will
to
get
go
the
back to
cutscenes,
understand what is
when you're
happening
being
now. That
transported
is
to
actually
the
a really
climax
good
mission, so
idea.
you can
I'm
see
down
the
with that.
cutscenes again from the previous seasons, the intro cutscene. if
Yeah,
there
you
is
can
one,
see what
and
rewards you
the
got. I don't think it's going to
outro
give you the
cutscene,
rewards,
when
but
you
it will
finish
see
the
them.
mission. So yeah, this is all in order for people to re-experience some of that. It's not the full manhunt, just to be 100% clear. It's just the climax mission, and we will give you a text explanation of everything in preparation of that climax mission, so you can follow the story that way. The one thing that's still missing is the collectibles, the season collectibles. They are not yet added, but our plan is to also allow you to get those collectibles as you beat the bosses of the climax mission. It's not going to be there yet, so not with season 2, but in the future, hopefully not too far, we will also add that functionality that you will be able to kind of farm the collectibles if you missed them of the previous seasons by replaying the climax.
So yeah, hopefully this would give our new players the opportunity to experience the previous story installments and at least get a glimpse at what happened before.
Yeah, it's just if you missed out on a season, then no panic. You can get the gist of it by just playing the Legacy Manhunt.
Or you can watch NGN's analytic
Or
reports.
you can watch videos.
Yeah,
That's also
it's up
fine.
to you. And the last one, we won't go through all the details. That's another outfit widget that would help you understand what items you own right now, what you don't own, and also will help you identify which specific items belong to a specific set. So another good feature for all the fashionistas out there.
Yes.
But that's not all. I mean, quality of life changes wise, that's all, but there are some other things that we hinted at in the very
Yeah,
beginning.
he's had like
That's actually
3 shout-outs,
winter
2,
holidays.
3.
I know it's just 2nd of October, but winter holidays are essentially going to be part of season 2.
Yes.
So I think it should be good for us to talk
Yep.
about them a little bit. And we have a small preview, like a tiny sneak peek for you.
Woohoo!
This is one
That's
of
horrible.
the
That's
items
terrifying.
that we
Get rid of
gonna
it.
have as the reward.
Yes. I know it's spooky season and we're already showing you Christmas stuff or winter stuff, but it's that's gonna be, you know, with every winter holiday in the past we've had a bespoke name item. Usually these have been 2 of them were weapons, one was a face mask, and this time it's gonna be a proper Santa backpack.
Yeah, it's so nice with
Just
all
gonna
the
do fun
Christmas
things.
lights and a small teddy. Actually, when the agent is running around, the teddy bobs its head
Yep.
a little bit.
Need
That's
to
so cute.
work. Yeah.
So it's not gonna be in game right now. I mean, it's not gonna be available in game right now.
In December.
I guess we will communicate the date.
Yeah, the exact
closer
date
to-
will be communicated later. But I
Mhm.
think it's also important to mention that there are going to be some old items available as well, but we'll also have 10 new items,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we're gonna change a bit the winter holiday and how it works. You know, in the past it was you had the
Clickbait on the backpack. Yeah, I know.
how were they called? I forgot now. The scavengers, was it? NPC anyway that had the Christmas hat, the Santa
The
hat,
hoarder.
the hoarder. Yeah, and you could take them down and then get the named item. But that was pretty much it. Now we've actually made something that's a bit more, a bit more of a celebration and activities. So you will have
Imagine if Santa
15
Roselle's come out
daily
and gank you.
projects knocking on a day-to-day basis, and each one of those projects will give you cosmetic rewards. And as Daria said, that's 15 rewards in total. 10 of them are new. 5 are actually the Santa outfit that some of you may have from last season or from last winter holiday. But if you haven't, it's going to be an opportunity to catch up. So yeah.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it would be possible to complete all the projects even on the very last day
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
daily
so if you miss a
projects,
day, that's
but
good.
it's not. You don't have to be there on that day to get it. They just unlock one after the other every day, but you can always catch up with the ones you've missed as long as the event is active.
Yeah, super, super exciting. And the last thing for us is let me fetch my laptop first. Cute. Yes, it's under the table.
Q&A.
High quality production right there.
But you yourself told that everything is in order now in this room.
Yeah, I mean it's.
They always pick
I
really,
thought it
really
was until you
dumb
got your laptop.
shit questions.
I was like, oh, everything's so professional.
Yeah. What about PvP? PvP this,
Do you
PvP
need
that.
to talk so to keep people busy while you're trying to do
yeah,
that.
I'm quickly gonna update the document. It's updating. Dory, why are you zooming?
I'm just trying to put some dynamics in there.
It's updating.
It's coming. It's coming, people. Wait for it. It's gonna be amazing.
It's almost there. So, questions. Let's start. I think we can start with the incursion. So we already answered the first one. When it drops,
Yeah.
it drops tomorrow with the whole season. So October 3rd. Now you know. I don't think that's even a secret at this point. Like whenever we announce the live stream, pretty much everyone knows that. This is
What
most
about
likely gonna happen.
PvP? It's always the same.
That's would be weird. Hey, by the way, it's coming next month.
Is it possible to make an incursion like in Division 1?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
pretty
this
cool.
is not a raid.
Just an
you will
SMR?
be able to matchmake for the
Yes.
incursion.
Oh, yes. Get on my
Can we play
face.
incursion solo? I mean, we partially answered
Yes.
that one. I mean, you can try.
Yeah. There's nothing preventing you from doing it. But if you manage to beat the incursion solo legit, do tell us.
I mean, we'll be able to track it through the telemetry data.
Mhm.
So even if you tell us lies, we'll know. The incursion is going to be paid? No, it's free.
To say that,
It's
remove
for level 40,
matchmaking,
so you
people
need to
will
own
cheat.
Warlords of New York, as usual. But as long as you own Warlords of New York and you're level 40, you can go there. It's not paid content.
How many bosses? Do we want to disclose that now, or do we want people to discover that on
I
their
think
own?
you have to play it to find out.
I mean, we showed a few hints with the screenshots
More
and
than
the key
one.
art, so I mean, you can try and guess.
More than
Or
one.
wait until
Diplomatic
tomorrow.
answer that. More than one.
Can you play as a group of 6? No, it's only
No.
available for 4 players, just as the incursions in the Division 1. Is incursion DPS based? Not really.
No, it's we really approached it thinking of roles. So if you're going there with a full DPS team, I mean, I have no doubt that 6 months from now people will be able to breeze through it. But if you're going there tomorrow with a full DPS team, you're probably going to be in trouble.
Challenge accepted.
Try and let us
Spot
know.
what you do tomorrow.
Lead by experience. Will incursions be a yearly thing or seasonal or just one-time thing?
Well, let's see how the one goes tomorrow. It's just, we talk about incursions as a concept. It's coming back to the Division 2.
Build variation.
we've made
3
one.
strikers, 1 CC.
If,
Exactly.
If you folks like it, if you're having fun and if you want more, let us know.
And that's it for incursions. There are a few questions about the apparel stuff. Will we get the recruiter outfit? Oh, that's a nice one.
Would be nice, right? Looks good.
Yeah, I wish we could. Can you bring back Halloween masks?
Halloween mask. Specific ones or just in general?
Hers.
I mean, we will have a spooky season thing on the store. You're looking at me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm reaching like things I'm not supposed to say.
I don't know,
if you're
Toasty.
into
The
Halloween
Q&A is
masks,
always fucking comedy for me. They answer
if
some of the
you're
most
into
dumb
Halloween
questions.
masks,
No, it's totally fine to mention.
available
them.
on the store when we get closer to Halloween.
Well, we get tactical skins for legendary weapons at some point.
Tactical skins for legendary weapons.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Legendary weapons.
What's tactical skin?
Exotic weapons?
Yeah,
I would
exotic
assume.
weapons maybe, or
Yeah.
the signature weapons. I mean, if this is skins for exotic weapons, that's an idea we have in mind, but we don't have anything concrete on that just yet.
We'll have to ask Polly. See what he says. Gear and weapons. A storage moving spin in just a visual effect. I think we already answered that one, but if you repeat, please.
Yes, it is. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you that, but you would figure it out soon enough anyway. Yes, it is. It is. When you place your turret, you're basically creating a circle AoE, and anything entering that AoE is going to be set on fire. The
Bollocks.
turret effect is just for...
Play too much
for
D2,
dramatic
will I go
effect.
blind?
It's,
Kaiser asked me.
It's actually a second.
I heard that about wanking, and
A
I'm
question
working
about
on
the
it.
possible nerf for San Elmo and Shock Ammo in DZ and PvP. That's actually been on our Trello board for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
That we're working
Not
on that. Not on that specifically, but
Not with season 2, but we are looking at PvP balancing, and I hinted at the fact that there are more PvP changes that are coming a bit later down the line. We're working on a bigger package
and status effect for.
and status effects. Yes.
But that's on our Trello, so if you
it's all
haven't
gone
seen
wrong.
that one,
Sorry.
please check it. There are a lot of helpful info in there. Questions about reworking old exotics?
The plans to
Dread
rework
Addict-
old exotics.
Dread Addict.
Yeah, I mean, plans I don't know, but that's an intention. We want with every season to not just bring new things, but when we have the time to also revisit older things. So sometimes it's going to be gear sets, sometimes it might be exotics. So yes, on paper that's an intention, even though we don't have
fuck it.
a concrete plan on
I don't care.
when and how we do that. But when we have time, we will revisit some of them.
People are asking about the possibility to add new exotic to raids now that some of the exotics are available in the dark zone.
That's not our plan just yet.
That's a good
we are
idea.
adding exotics, as you know, there's an exotic coming to the incursion. We add exotics as exclusives to the new content. Adding new exotics to the raids I'm thinking about it. I think that would make sense if we were to revisit the raid in terms of balancing as well, because today for a lot of groups out there, the raid has become a bit too trivial. So if we would want to put new exclusive rewards behind it, we would probably want to also revisit the raids and potentially try to make them a bit more challenging. And that's not planned at the moment.
I still think that it would be fair to say that
Tits of
it's
Despair.
not easier
Did I put
to
Tits
get
of
an
Despair?
exotic in the DZ rather than in the raid. It's just
No, I mean the most predictable option is still to do the raid. You have a chance to get it in the DZ, and our intention is kind of to keep going that way. That's things that are exotic, not exotic, but are exclusive to specific piece of content are only exclusive for a time, and then eventually we add them to the Dark Zone.
Hide backpack feature. Oh, fucking hell. People are
So,
weird.
you will see more of that as we keep going,
It's,
keep advancing in our timeline. We're going to eventually.
Does Div have a community
1
manager
year
for
in the very
feedback
near
from
future,
players? Her.
the Ouroboros
Sorry, I
might
just punched
be
it.
added to
Her.
the Dark Zone, but,
She's
not
the
anytime
community
soon.
manager.
So of course,
Good
it will
luck.
make sense when we do that to also start rotating new exotics on those activities. But to be honest, the thing is, exotics are
I know, mate. People are
not
weird.
easy to produce, so there's only so many we can make every season. So we have to be careful where we put them.
a very popular question about Descent. Where will there be checkpoints in Descent?
Not at the moment. It would take a complete refactoring of how Descent works. It's also, if I pull the curtain a bit, it's very messy technically with your save, because we are putting you on another character. If we were to allow, so I would assume when you said checkpoints, you actually mean like being able to save your progress and resume in another session, because I find that most of the time that's what people mean. Maybe I'm wrong, but when they said checkpoints. But right now, when you leave a session, we erase everything of that session. And that's the only way for us to make sure that we can put you on a fresh character when you start Descent. It's technically your character, but actually it's not. So anyway, that would be a tremendous amount of work, and that would also kind of trivialize the concept of
Or hounds to
permanent
run on two legs.
in a way, and really trying to push you. What we want to look at, though, on the other hand, because we know that this is a very regularly requested thing, but in truth, I
Fucking
think
look. Old Danny, look.
in many cases,
200,000
what
NSA tech
players
and
prove
nothing to
that's
buy.
the fact that people find that Descent just takes too long. And it's not easy to necessarily plan a session of 45 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours. And I think that's maybe where we can make more improvements, just on like bringing down the session time of Descent to something that is a bit more reasonable.
That's good.
And takes a bit less long.
I have 10K.
Until you at least get the threshold of reaching the Nemesis and beating the Nemesis. So we're a bit more interested in that and looking in that direction, not adding checkpoints.
Thank you for clarifying
The
that.
Twitch stream was putting me to sleep.
Performance issues.
8 pieces of time.
Will they be addressed in Division 2? But I think that's something that we mentioned in one of the reasons why the seasons were extended, to actually give the team a bit more time to concentrate on the stability issues.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just, like extending the seasons. It's not just about fixing bugs and all of that. It's also for us to take the time to.
Well, Incursion had matchmaking. They've answered that, you numbnuts.
Performances and a lot of those. I mean, we actively work on those all the time, but sometimes we also, need to work on the new content. So extending the seasons allow us a bit more time to also go back into the kind of the backlog of issues. And
The real problem with Descent is high loot runs.
As usual, stability and performances are on top of
I don't see why they've made it that way.
Will Division 2 get more support after Year 5 to bridge the gap to Division 3? We are not allowed to talk about that. There is still so much content planned for Year 5. What are you talking about? We were getting the new Incursion dropping tomorrow. Let's see how that goes. Let's play through that first. And how can we get the hoodie Yannick is wearing? It says Dev Team here.
You actually just need to work on the division.
Yeah, just come work with us and you'll get it.
I think I would kill you all.
Get a job, get a hoodie. But yeah, and I mean,
I wouldn't mind the
we
hoodie
make
though.
faces, but I mean, I think we've been pretty clear and pretty transparent on that in the past on our ambitions with Division 2. We want to keep going. As long as we're being allowed to, we want to keep going with Division 2. There's still I know we've had announcements with Julian as an executive producer and the Division 3 becoming
Year
a
6
thing,
confirmed.
but that doesn't change.
I think it's going to be a new
for
paid
us,
DLC. I
and
think
in
Year
terms of
6 will be
ambition for Division 2. We still have
a
big
paid
plans that we wanna
DLC
keep
like
going
Warlords.
for as long as we can.
I think.
So right now, our focus is Year 5. Let's hope it's successful.
There was a very popular, just a few other questions.
Yep.
Very popular one about the inventory space.
They addressed this last time. They can't increase it. It's too
so,
much
I mean,
data for their system.
So in terms of like extending stash space and inventory space, we are at the point where it's just technically not possible anymore. And I'm pretty sure we said that last time, but this was the maximum. Like when we did it a couple of years ago, this was the maximum we could do. And I'm sure some smart people will quote me and say that I'm stupid and that this is not how it works. But the truth is just that if we extend it further, we're going to have problems with the game. And right now, our focus is stability. It's not to add more instability. So, we know this is an issue, and of course, every time we add new gear and new gear sets, we make it worse because you want to store more things, and we're not extending the space.
Just stop hoarding and delete the junk. Yeah.
But the real problem here is the concept of hoarding.
All right, Dominic,
in our game.
go back to sleep.
Prime
Catch
is
you later.
not
Thank you
how
for
much I can
stopping by.
store. It's actually the fact that
I don't know how
we
to keep
feel
Div 2
like every time
going.
we
Give
get
all
to something,
creative
I should
directors
hold
to
on to that
KV
because
team
it might
force
be
a 30-minute
useful
build
later,
video
or
whenever.
I have all those builds and I want to keep every single one of them because if I lose that item, it's gone.
I think I'd
forever.
kill myself.
So we have some ideas on in the future how we can try to address that issue without having to increase the storage space.
Yeah, and I think the last one is is there any plans for textiles?
Yeah, we are actively discussing textiles and how to make that.
So
how to
no
make that
worthwhile
for
questions
textiles
were
because we're
asked
sitting
or
on a bunch of
answered,
them. So
annoyingly.
yeah,
But still.
we're discussing about what's the best use for them. How can we allow you to reinvest that into the game economy? But yes, it is an active discussion we're having.
And I think that's pretty much it.
No, it's
thank
not.
you so
Like,
much, everyone who submitted their questions. If we, by any chance, missed anything, it's not because we do not want to answer those.
Yes, it is.
There are going to be other live streams, maybe other opportunities for you to chat with us. It's another thing that we've been discussing lately. Of course, we'll let you know about all the details once it's finalized. But I thank you for joining us, and thank you, Yannick, for joining me today. So, to repeat once again, Year 5 Season 2 Puppeteers is dropping tomorrow, October 3rd, together with the Incursion, together with all the gear, with all the...
they're going to say 3 hours,
showed you today.
Chris, but
same for the
it's
quality of life
not.
update,
It's not going to be 3
Descent.
hours.
It's all gonna be included, like, the whole package.
I'm expecting 6 plus, personally. Mostly just because there's a whole new game mode being added. When they did this with Descent, it was down for like 6 hours. And then with a patch with Descent, the game was down for like 18 hours.
Thank you, everyone. And have fun tomorrow.
I'll be nice.
Have fun with the Incursion, have fun with the season.
GG's.
Let us know how all of this feels.
Paul.
Cheers, everyone.
Right. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Actually, first thing I want to check is, let's come off this. Move that over there. Right. Hold on, first of all. Hold on. I love people like this. Tell me you understood fuck all about this video without telling me you Understood. Fuck all. What a retard. Hold on. Fuck all's only got... There we are. Jesus Christ, man. Right, so... It's 1350. And then the mod is times 1.1. So Ouroboros' new RPM is going to be 1,485. If we add in strikers, we get 1,688. So 1688. 1688. That's not 1688. What did I press there? 1688. Right, so with the exact same build we had earlier, I'm going to put both of these back to 1. So it's gone from being 77% more. Well, actually, no, because this is meant to be 978, 978. And then that was 1.84. So, okay, it's dropped by essentially 13%. It's had a 13% nerf. Patch notes are up. I DM you the link. Oh, cheers, Azuman. Fucking Azuman is a hero, by the way, guys. Cool. Right. Season 5 Puppeteers, The Recruiter. Obviously, incursions. They've not changed the Ouroboros talent, which is... As much as I feel like the RPM is a really bad thing, I still think it needs to come down a little bit. I would actually say just give it the 1,200, just normal 1,200, and then give it a slight increase, a better talent. I would actually rather the base stats of Ouroboros still have the mods, the attachments of 10% crit chance, 10% crit damage, 25% reload speed. I keep thinking 35. I don't know why. The 20, I did it again, look, 25% reload speed, the 10% fire rate. But I'd prefer if it just came down to normal, but then had an interesting talent. What would I just read Ninja Bite Bag, and I'm just going to tell you terrible. Or just because Ouroboros is that OP, it doesn't actually take away from the fact that Ninja Bite Bag is probably the worst item, period. Not just bag, the worst item overall in the game. Arguably, it's that terrible. I just wouldn't bother. So yeah, I would prefer if they actually just brought the RPM back down to 1,200 and then just gave it a pretty powerful talent. I don't know, say for example, right, the talent was the exact same, but shooting an enemy that is affected by a status is 30% amp damage. Kind of like Ignited, but obviously more powerful. But rather than it being just fire, it's all status. So applying a status to an enemy amplifies your damage. I feel that would be a better way to go. This way, it actually kind of forces you as well to go more for Ouroboros Hunter's Fury than Ouroboros Strikers. Why is it the worst item? Because it doesn't actually give you anything. It just doesn't... You'd be taking away your backpack talent, which, in terms of headhunter builds, no matter what you do, Ninja Bike is basically a 50% nerf to your build. If you're going straight DPS, Ninja Bike is essentially a 30% nerf to your build. No matter what you do, putting Ninja Bike on it's a nerf to your build. you're not really going to gain anything from it. If we just have a look at fucking Asiaman's sexy sheet here, by the way. Tell you what, just in case people do want it. Fucking, there's the link for Asiaman's sexy sheet. Gear, nope, it's brand sets. All you're doing is gaining essentially another 2 of these. Okay, so at like in terms of damage, okay, so we're gonna go from pistol to stability. Like essentially, you're looking here. The only ones here that are going to be worthwhile in terms of overall performance is headshot, crit chance, which typically you'll be running 3-piece anyway, so maybe crit damage here, crit chance, and then the 2-piece Walker and Harris of 5% damage to armor. However, no combination of what you can match up in here is going to beat gear talents, anything here. Nothing you can do with Ninja Bike is going to make up this. I get the backpack talent, but saying it's worse. It is. Like, I'm not the only one that says this. This isn't like me being anti-weird or Ninja Bike. It is just, like, in terms of overall performance of what you're able to get, it is probably the worst item in the game. It has a place in, like, a healer build. That's it. It has a place on a healer build. Even in like tanking wise, like backpack talents, bloodsucker better. I would actually argue clutch is better. Adrenaline rush, galvanize. Like in terms of overall performance of what you're able to get out of it. Just I don't see the point in Ninja Bike Backpack actually existing. I would actually take Imperial Dynasty over Ninja Bike Backpack. Anyway, let's get back on track to this absolute mess, shall we? The new exotic, the Iron Lung. They haven't changed this at all, which is kind of sad. This was actually probably one of my biggest problems with the PTS, because it's like, despite everything else, I felt like this is an amazing idea. Like, this weapon is an amazing idea. But like, it just didn't perform well. Should have put the new backpack talent on the knee pads. I think if it was wanted to be meta, I think it had to be a holster. I think it was going to be the meta, like Ryberg actually said it was going to be. It isn't. I think it had to be a holster. Weirdly, is it any good for Hasbro builds in your opinion? Well, the thing is, all you're going to be doing is gaining like one Hasbro roll from a brand set. Which essentially just means you could put on any backpack and just roll something Hasbro and you still get the mod slot. So, I mean, I get the whole diversity thing for it, and I get that people like it. I'm not saying you can't be diverse or you can't like it. It's just not worthwhile. Holster, because contractors foxes, essentially. And then with Mask, you've got things like you'd have to make it sort of like a choice-based system. Cavalier, okay, just Jarl backpack with a Hasbro armor regen and then a mod. You'll do the exact same thing and you'll actually have the choice of a backpack talent. Collector, okay, this is dead in the water. They've changed nothing again. In order for this to be viable, I actually worked it out. You need to change this, the grenade damage, from 35% to 420%. Like, it's... Cavalier with New Backpack is good for Hasbro builds. Mate, there's, like, so many Hasbro builds. Like, literally so many. Yeah, as you mean, I literally did a load of testing with, like, amplifying damage and worked out, like, the grenade damage. In order to do half an elite's armor bar with a grenade, half an elite's armor bar had to be, like, 420%. Which... Because otherwise you throw a grenade and you're like, meh. Cavalier's the worst if you want to use Hasbro. Yeah, I mean it's good for sharing it, but like in overall like individual Hasbro, then I don't see the point. Sadly. New gear set, burn duration. I don't get why it's got skill health. Like that seems stupid. Burn duration, unique turret. Have they changed any of this? It doesn't look like they've changed any of this, which basically puts it still in direct competition with Eclipse, which does near enough twice the damage and spreads the fire further. Like, I don't get the point of this. The main one that should hopefully be changed. Yeah. Enemies set ablaze by the Ortiz turret prototype. Ignite enemies within 2 meters. That is useless. That is literally useless. And then this is like in direct competition with the Eclipse backpack. But the Eclipse backpack is a 30% amp. So, like, no matter what happens with this set, you are always going to be better off. It had weapon damage on people? No, the weapon damage is part of the set, I think, isn't it? The backpack thing. Weapon damage to enemies that are on fire. I remember it specifically because, like, yeah. And then the Lengmo is Did they changed the stacks! They changed the stacks, guys. They changed the fucking stacks. Oh my god. I don't know who they listened to. I know myself did it. IKEA did it. I know Hutchler went on about it. They changed the stacks. Perfect Unstoppable is now viable in a small degree. Perfect Unstoppable is now viable. It used to be 5% to 7 stacks. Now it's 7% for 5 stacks. They've changed the stacks. This is actually a really, really good change. This is really good. I'm glad they've done this. I don't know who they listened to. I don't know who they've actually took information from. I'd like to think, I don't know, maybe they got upset with my video, calling them a fucking idiot on repeat. And they went, actually, yeah, that's actually a good point. Hopefully, I don't know, but they've changed the stacks. That is really good. Perfect stabilize, pointless, and then stabilize weapon. Tip of the spear. Is this the same? Oh, for fuck's sake. They're keeping it. Okay, tip of the spear is dead. Tip of the spear is dead. Unstoppable for sniping? No, you'll still lose out because if you get like a headshot damage backpack, you'll still lose out. Admittedly, not by much. This just basically, this change basically just allows... It's not going to be meta. Like, in no degree is it going to be like the meta. Simply just because like something like more headshot damage, more crit damage, more crit chance, etc., as a brand set bonus is going to be more beneficial. But putting 20% of explosive resistance in there isn't really going to help you. The only place this could potentially help you would be something along the lines of legendary, but let's face it, if just 20% of explosive resistance and he sits back and goes thump, 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 you're still going to be dead regardless of what actually happens. So you're making a compromise of like actual worthwhile damage to 20% explosive resistance to basically get faster top end damage. That's literally it. In terms of build up, this potentially, I'd need to do a lot of checking, but this potentially would be faster. And it will also be at top end, probably comparable to a few Vigi builds until you get to the final stack of where against like a competitive unstoppable force. But then you're going to have things like 15% crit damage, 15% headshot, 15% bloody bloody blah. So what build do you think will be good with incursions? Do you see Hasbro and probably? Be hard to sort of tell, but until we actually get there. But I can kind of foresee, depending on how they've done it mechanically, 3 DPS into CC would probably get most things done. If not, 2 DPS to CC and someone running Hasbro. Might be worth something in incursions. Potentially, but it depends on how high you can get it. Would Ouroboros make running the striker chest viable for once? Potentially, just because of the RPM. I would actually need to do some checking. Again, because they've changed it, but I do know that with the original RPM, Ouroboros actually stacked quicker than the ACS-12, which is hilarious. Assuming, obviously, all your shots hit. If you miss shots on Aura, then you'll be done on that gun. Not really. They did something right, finally. Unstoppable for sniping, but yeah, potentially going to be the best sniper build. 3-piece hotshot, yes. 3-piece hotshot. Aziman's there. I think it's 3-piece hotshot, chain killer, and I think technically Contractors is more damage at top end because damage to armor applies multiple times in the Headhunter calculation. However, once you start stacking, your damage doesn't really matter. You're going to one-shot everything anyway. At which point, it's what the first shot is what matters, and that's where Fox's wins technically. So yeah, it'll be you can go Chain Killer, Araldi, Habsburg with Chain Killer, and then Foxes. Essentially, that's like the best at the moment. Typo 3 striker has pro CC probably, yeah. Or two striker. You might need one Hasbro, 2 Hasbro. No, Foxes beats 2-piece Hasbro. Exotic. I wonder if they buffed it, backpack. Yeah, they've done this in a weird way. But anyway, so Tip of the Spear is now dead. Quality of life. 2-piece Hasbro. No. I mean, you can, because the difference in the top end damage is going to be like 600k. If you're hitting for like 30 mil, like, do we care? Like, most enemies, they cap out after like 22 mil, I think. The descent loop changes are very good. So yeah, essentially, in short, the changes to this are nice. Please note that you can only get the incursion completion reward weekly. However, replaying the incursion will still grant your boss loot drop of 1% chance. Oh, right. So the first run through of the week with incursion, you get like a 10% chance. But if you go again... However, replaying the incursion will still grant your boss loot drops. Grant your boss loot drops with a 1% chance drop to the Ouroboros. 1% for each boss. Talking about the first shot. Foxes, definitely on the first shot, easy. But if you're going to go Foxes, you'd want to run a headshot chest with Headhunter. So essentially, you can spam. If you can get a good group, you can spam the incursion and just hope that you have a 1% chance. Do we get the 5th key from the last drop? They haven't actually said if it's specifically keys, which is interesting. Make this a little bit bigger now. So LMG, no changes. I mean, I think technically this is like the highest DPS LMG in the game. Saying that, where's it's here? Weapons. Have you updated LMGs, Aziman? No. Where was it? Because I was speaking to IKEA about this, and we basically came to the exact same conclusion. However, he actually found out that it's kind of like the MPX. The MPX is a point one. So the base damage for Iron Lung is that. Because he got 54,064 and I got 54,063. But he literally went through it with me and deconstructed it bit by bit, and we found that the exact damage is 54,063.5. It's update and pending confirmation, final live numbers. No, they didn't say anything about the NSA currency. But yeah, if we just do that, Control C. Where's my bastard version of Aziman's sheet? So we do just put that there. Aziman's sheet is there. Control C. I've done this backwards. DPS. That is at base. That's 721k. Yeah. Iron Lung is like the highest DPS LMG in the game, so I suppose we can. I didn't. How do I just press? Do I just press refresh? It's there. Yeah, Iron Lung is the highest DPS LMG, so it's still going to be a very good weapon technically. It's copyright infringement. What is? So it's still going to be like a very powerful LMG. The issue is, one, the talent is pretty terrible. Two, it's still an LMG. So it is going to be good. I just kind of wish it could have put LMGs just a little bit better on the map. So it could be fun. It could be engaging. I'm done. Oh, God. So yeah, it's still a very powerful LMG, but there's just going to be so many ways to actually outperform it in a variety of different ways. Particularly something like Sleipnir at full buff, like that's just going to fuck over everything. Iron Dod, right there. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like with the whole build-up mechanic and like the fire and whatnot, I kind of feel like that could have been done so much better. But it is still going to be a pretty worthwhile LMG in that sense. The exotic chest, as we've gone over, is useless. Like, it doesn't actually matter. Unless you're able to get, like, 50 enemies within the grenade radius where this would come into effect, it's pointless. As well as a lot of people have already said, this and then Perfect Mad Bomber, like, it's forcing you to pick between this and Perfect Mad Bomber, which I don't think they... And then Exoroset, Dead in the Water, Lengmo, Happy they've changed the stacking percentages for Perfect Unstoppable. That is a very good change. And then we got Born Great, which is an increase in accuracy and stability when firing, which is it's just steady-handed. We basically just have another version of steady-handed, but we have it on one of the most accurate and stable ARs in the game. And then we have poor man's steady-handed on the Tommy gun SMG, which is all SMGs are ridiculously stable. Like they're like that fucking far from max. So the stability is doing nothing, and in order for that accuracy to actually do anything on an SMG, you need about 200 odd fucking %. So yeah, it's dead. The stabilized talent is mostly worthwhile. I would actually say steady-handed is going to be better. The difference is with steady-handed, you need to hit the target. With stabilized, you don't. Does anyone use Mad Bomber? I legitimately have never seen a single player running a Mad Bomber build. I have, and I do. I have a China Light chest with Mad Bomber on in my stash, and it is just for the events, because typically on like day 3 or day 5, you'll get kill 10 enemies with a grenade, and that's literally all I do. I put the game on normal, I put the Mad Bomber chest on with my mortar build, and I run around just throwing grenades. That is literally all I do. And the only reason I go with Mad Bomber, despite the fact that something like Glass Cannon would give more damage and probably kill things easier, the issue is the moment the enemies are aggro to you and you throw grenades at them, they fucking run. It's near impossible to get them. Mad Bomber just gives you an increased radius. I typically go with Firewall as well, because the Firewall grenades with Mad Bomber, like the radius is actually damn impressive. Tip of the Spear changes have killed Tip of the Spear. And other than that, quality of life changes that are coming. I'm not too interested in the PvP. I'm not going to comment on that. I assume they're good changes and PvP players will be happy. I don't know. I'm not a PvP player. I quite like the equip set button, despite me thinking that was for gear sets. It's not. It's for apparel sets, which is quite nice. However, the descent changes. This might actually get me in descent. I might actually have to do, like, on occasion, I don't know, like Wednesday descent stream or something. As well as the guaranteed caches at loop 15, 18, and 30 are going to be pretty nice. So yeah, this is actually pretty huge. Not a PvP player change group. Well, the problem is with the PvP community is they're very vocal. So you change one thing and you're going to get it from both sides. Because I guarantee, right, the reduce the Stinger Hive range by 30% in PvP. I guarantee all the people that run around with their Stinger Hive fucking things up are now pissed. And yet on the other side, you got the people that always get fucked up by Stinger Hive are fucking happy. So it's like, well, where do you draw the line? Like, nothing you do in PvP is going to be 100% worthwhile. So I actually understand their reservations on this, because, like, how many people got into PvP because of St. Elmo's? And now if they change how the shock damage works, all those players are going to leave PvP, which is going to diminish the size of the PvP pool, which is going to overall hurt PvP. The problem is, people don't like the cheesiness of being shocked to death by St. Elmo's in PvP. So I kind of get it. Like, I don't know. I'm not a PvP player, but I can see it from both sides. The stick has two ends, yes. I don't do the grenade goals slightly faster than getting stars. Yeah, it's just more completion thing. Just gets it off the list. Otherwise, it sort of like does my head in. Unstoppable Force hasn't changed at all. They've done a change. Yeah, well, that's the good change. That's, for flip's sake, that is a really good change. That is actually puts it on the map. It does mean that in comparison to, like, any other backpack with Unstoppable Force, the moment you get 2 stacks, Perfect Unstoppable Force is better, regardless of what the other backpack is, and it will only catch up again once you hit maximum stacks, and then that's assuming that your backpack is something like 10% crit chance, 15% headshot damage, 15% critical hit damage. And until then, Perfect Unstoppable Force will be better. Between 2 and 4 stacks, perfect unstoppable force is better. The problem is, due to the fact that it's dropping with a blue core, you're going to need unicorns. Thoughts on the rate of fire changes to Ouroboros? Good. I do feel like the Ouroboros should be brought down to 1,200 and just give it a better talent. Like, that's literally it. Give it a 20% amp to enemies affected by a status effect, and bring it back down to 1,200. I mean, that would make it a lot better, right? So we've got, where was it? So someone wanted to see this against a FAMAS, which would be 1035, 1035. And then this goes back down to 1.71. So this would be a FAMAS. Ouroboros is now doing 56% more. But say, for example, we did... Let's put this to 1,200, which puts... On a striker's build, that puts that to 1,500. That brings it down to 40%, but then if we give it a 0.2% amp... Oh, wrong one. 0.2% amp. That's going to bolster it back up to like near the 70%, but it's also... You have to give the enemies a status. So you can get that damage, but there's a catch to it. Not just, here, have an insane fucking fire rate. I give you the community mode that accidentally throws grenades by randomly pressing the wrong button on her controller. Ongoing directive. I mean, you could, but ongoing directive is actually, in terms of like a DPS build, is actually quite weak. Streaming the incursion as soon as maintenance ends. Potentially, I've got a little bit to do tomorrow. So I'm actually going to be ending the stream in a little bit. Get a nice early night. I've got to go shopping. I've got to do the washing up, the drying up, the hoovering, clean the windows, clean up the kitchen, scrub out the oven, all the housework stuff that I was meant to do over the weekend, but I was suffering because I was an idiot. I need to do tomorrow. I put it off today to do this, so I need to do that tomorrow. And then I will be going live, and hopefully, if he's still here, Mr. Rise of Brutality, we will hopefully see if we can get a Bro Squad team going and see if we can get... I don't think we'll be the first because we're going to be up against SNB, LFN. I don't think we'll be the first. So what you just said about the LMG, what will make the new SMG good? I mean, the new SMG is good. Like, it's a shit talent, but it's still good. It's still going to be the, arguably the highest DPS outright weapon in the game. Like, it's just comical. Actually, I was actually kind of hoping to get you in, Spot, because I know you've got some absolutely friggin' wacky builds. Yeah, the folder stock does my head in. So I am planning on that tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. So I've got to get all the housework done, a little bit of shopping, and then hopefully, if the maintenance is done within a decent time, FYI, so it has a bigger mag than normal. Yeah, it gets up to 50, isn't it? It's very strange. Is it a 50 round mag? Mike's dead. Oh, I'm not sure if you could. You'll have to get like a webcam going in Discord spot and sign language. Yes, I actually said that in one of my videos. If you just swap them around, it would actually make more sense. Like half a 50-round mag, 25 rounds. Brilliant. Pele, thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the best in slot. Well, good to have you back as well. Can't believe you left. I'm a good listener. I laugh too loud at this. But I lost my train of thought there. The Iron Lung talent, where as you build up, it then does the fire. Due to the rate of fire on Ouroboros, this would actually make sense. It would actually be good. I'll not say good, but it'd be worthwhile. You get to 25 rounds. Your last 25 rounds are just going to spurt fire bullets everywhere. This is going to be handy. It would be quite nice. Whereas then with Iron Lung having Ouroboros' talent, you get hit with a status. You have an 85-round mag. You now have like 42 bullets that are going to inflict a status on an enemy. This is something that's worthwhile. It's still got a hefty fire rate, but yeah. Let's PvP. All this PvE is too much. PvP is penis versus penis, right? Do you want a sword fight with me, Panda? Do you want a sword fight with me? You know you want to. Screenshot. I'd love a. If you join the Bro Squad Discord, there is already an emote of me doing like or something stupid. Pervert versus pervert. I mean, there is also that. It's Panda versus players, and then Panda getting called a cheat. I was watching a stream earlier of some PvP guy running around, and he got his head kicked in. And they looked at the guy's build and he went, oh, he shouldn't have done that much damage or something. He was like, oh, this guy's a cheater. He's definitely a cheater. It was just like, dude, he was running around with a full red build. How do you think he killed you? It's going to be a new one, probably. Anyway, guys, I am going to call it. I've got to go make dinner or something, houseworky stuff. It's been an absolute pleasure. The PTS, I'm half disappointed, but I'm also quite reserved. Simply because if incursions are amazing, then I will literally forgive everything. Except Tip of the Spear. Tip of the Spear doesn't need to be changed. With these changes to Descent, I'm possibly going to be getting into a bit more Descent, which hopefully will be a different dynamic that can get involved. And incursion carries. Once we get good, we can do incursion carries, which is going to be a new and interesting thing to do, and also something to me get angry about, because I can guarantee within about 3 hours time there's going to be a fucking running KVD Bandito bloody one-man army crazy solo incursions with 19 directives with ease, never die, absolute bollocks piece of shit, which I'm going to have so much fun dismantling. Anyway, have fun. Good luck. Don't die. It's bad for the health.